Have you ever wondered what it was like for the disciples when Jesus came up to them and said, "Follow me"? Because Jesus completely interrupted their day. He upended their day when he said that. And in Mark 1:16 through 20, there's the introduction of Jesus' first 4 disciples. And this is what it says. Passing alongside the Sea of Galilee, he saw Simon and Andrew, the brother of Simon, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishermen. Fishing is their job, and they're at work. And they're working hard because they're casting their net, right? But it doesn't say that they've actually caught anything. So this could be a point of stress for someone who's not really succeeding in what they're trying to do. As a fisherman, you obviously want to catch fish because that's what pays the bills, but they're not getting any this day. So this is a point of what I want to call stress. Now, Simon, whose other name is Peter, is also stressed at home. Why? Because in just a few verses, it's going to talk about how Peter's mother-in-law is extremely sick with a high fever. And this is like a deathly high fever. And so Peter is he's stressed at work because he's not catching anything, and he's stressed at home because all the conversation at the house would have been about his mother-in-law. And is she getting any better? Is she getting any worse? And you can just hear the panic in the wife's voice. So every time that Peter walks home, he's just feeling this stress. And this is exactly where Jesus shows up to him, right? He's on the water and Jesus walks up to him and says, "Follow me and I will make you become fishers of men." What does that mean? What does it mean to become fishers of men to Peter, right? I mean, we know because we can look back, we can read about how Peter healed the sick and how he spoke to thousands and wrote 2 books of the Bible. We can read all of that. But in this moment, in this time, none of that's known. Peter just knows that he's not going to be fishing anymore, and instead he's going to be following this guy Jesus. And these 2 brothers' response to Jesus, they immediately left their nets and followed him. Now the story continues. It says, "And going on a little farther, he saw James the son of Zebedee and John his brother, who were in their boat mending the nets." Now why would you be mending the nets? Well, you're mending the nets because they've torn, probably from a huge amount of fish that's been offloaded into their boat. So they're coming off a huge catch, which is a big financial payday. And because of that, I imagine that these guys are backslapping each other, that they're hugging, that they're joking. Like, this is a good day for them. But yet Jesus comes up to them, and the Bible says, immediately he called to them, and they left their father Zebedee in the boat with his hired servants and followed him. And so you think about that, like they're walking away from a payday. And not only that, they're walking away from a family business. And my question with that is, was the father pleased? Like, was this an exciting thing for him? And it possibly was. You know, he would have been giving them hugs and watching the tears coming down his eyes as he's watching his 2 sons walk away with Jesus. Or maybe it wasn't that way. Maybe it was, this is a very hard thing for the father to take in, because he's losing his 2 sons and 2 very capable, able-bodied men in the family business. You know, they just left that day. So who was going to bring the boats in that day? Who was going to offload the fish into the market in order to get paid? And who's going to bring out the equipment in the following day in order to get some more money? Like, very legit questions can be raised by that, but yet all 4 men with 2 very different realities in their lives are called by Jesus. One set of men, they're stressed. There's a lot of stress going on. The other group, they've just come off of a huge payday. But all 4 of them are asked the same question: are you willing to follow me? And they all say yes and immediately drop everything and follow Jesus. Now, here's the thing. Why did they do it? Well, it's because the God-man, Jesus Christ himself, gave them the invitation. And I want to ask you a question. Jesus Christ is giving you the same invitation today. The question is, are you willing to say yes? You might be in a spot where you're just as stressed, maybe even more stressed out than Peter and his brother Andrew. Or maybe you've just come off of a huge financial win like James and John. But the question's still the same. Are you willing to follow Jesus? It cost these men everything. And it could cost you everything as well. But are you willing to follow him regardless of the cost? I just want to leave you with that question.